Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The Curse of Oak Island, a second ancient Roman artifact and a possible second money pit, leave the team shocked. This week's The Curse of Oak Island saw the team uncover yet another Roman artifact along with a horseshoe with an incredible date, and a mystery feature starting to look like a second money pit. My word! There was an awful lot happening on this week's episode. Here's a rundown of some of the key points. The guys have actually uncovered another ancient Roman artifact. The coin-shaped piece was located by Gary Drayton and Jack Begley on Lot 5, not far from where a Roman coin was found earlier this season. This object was not a coin, but more likely a token or a barter piece. Coin expert and Oak Island regular Sandy Campbell was back in the war room. He said he was 100% sure the token was from ancient Rome and dated back to the 5th century AD. Sandy was so sure because he'd seen an identical artifact found at a Roman site in England, UK. This all led Marty Lagina to ask what on earth this object was doing, buried 2 feet under the ground on Oak Island. The guys have been on the lookout for connections with the island, particularly those involving the medieval order of the Templar Knights, and they may have another one here. The area where the UK token was found is in a region of England that was part of the Roman Empire until the 5th century, but later became a Templar stronghold. Earlier this season, the team visited a suspected Templar cave at nearby Royston, England. Gary Drayton finds a history-changing artifact on Lot 5. The ancient artifacts were almost flying out of the ground this week. Gary found a little horseshoe, which is not very exciting in itself. He's found hundreds of horseshoes. However, expert blacksmith Carmen Legg dated this one to the 1400s. Carmen also explained that this was the oldest horseshoe he had ever seen in Nova Scotia. He also said that there are no records of horses in Nova Scotia before 1670. Thereby, this find could rewrite history. Further to that, Carmen explained that this shoe was for a commander's horse or a prestige horse as opposed to a workhorse. Again, what on earth is this artifact doing on Oak Island? In the meantime, archaeologists Laird Niven and Alex Lagina set about examining a new feature consisting of stones placed in a circle with a depression in the middle, and they think they may have found a second money pit. The pair took a couple of measurements and found it was 13 feet wide, the exact same width as the original money pit. And the guys also suspected it might be part of a much wider structure, which may stretch underground. Have the Fellowship found a second money pit on Oak Island? Alex speculated that maybe this feature was the first attempt at constructing the money pit. Laird went further, suggesting it could be a prototype. Laird is usually very sober of character and never jumps to assumptions or conclusions, but he was left flabbergasted by this feature. Neither of the two vocalized outright what many viewers were possibly thinking. Could this be a second undiscovered money pit? Also, last night, we learned that the Fellowship would be embarking on another field trip. This time, they'll be examining a set of caves beneath the Italian town of Osimo. Italian researcher Emiliano Sacchetti is primarily carrying on the work of Zena Halpern, investigating the links between the Templar Knights and Oak Island. But intriguingly, he's also retrieved a map of the Osimo cave that seems to feature a cavern shaped like the 14th century lead cross found on Oak Island. The air was thick with anticipation as the team gathered around the latest dig site on Oak Island. The Curse of Oak Island had brought them here once again, driven by tales of buried treasure and the promise of ancient artifacts. The island, shrouded in mystery and legend, had kept its secrets for centuries, but today, the team hoped to unlock another piece of its enigmatic puzzle. Rick and Marty Lagina, the brothers at the heart of this enduring quest, exchanged hopeful glances. Their journey had been long and arduous, filled with false starts and tantalizing clues. Yet, the discovery of a second ancient Roman artifact had reignited their determination. The first Roman artifact had stunned historians and treasure hunters alike, suggesting that the island's history was far richer and more complex than previously imagined. But a second artifact, that hinted at something truly extraordinary. The artifact had been found deep within a previously unexplored section of the island. It was a small, intricately carved bronze statue, remarkably well preserved despite its age. The details were exquisite, depicting a Roman soldier in full regalia, his expression one of steely determination. The team's resident historian, Charles Barkhouse, could barely contain his excitement as he examined the piece. "This is incredible," Charles said, his voice trembling with excitement. "This statue is unmistakably Roman, and its condition is extraordinary. This suggests not only that Romans may have visited Oak Island, but that they left something of great importance here." As the team marveled at the statue, they couldn't help but speculate about its significance. What could have brought the Romans to this remote island off the coast of Nova Scotia? And what might they have left behind? The discovery raised more questions than it answered, but it also brought a renewed sense of purpose to the team. With the Roman artifact safely cataloged and stored, the team turned their attention to another astonishing find, a possible second money pit. The original money pit, with its legendary booby traps and rumored treasure, had been the focal point of Oak Island lore for centuries. Despite numerous attempts, no one had ever definitively uncovered its secrets. The prospect of a second pit was both thrilling and daunting. The potential second money pit was located in an area that had previously been overlooked. The ground-penetrating radar had detected a series of anomalies that suggested a man-made structure buried deep beneath the surface. As the team began to excavate, their excitement grew with each shovelful of earth. Rick and Marty watched intently as the heavy machinery dug into the ground, revealing layers of history with every pass. The deeper they went, the more convinced they became that they were on the verge of a major discovery. Wooden beams and stone structures began to emerge, eerily reminiscent of the original money pit. "This could be it," Marty said, his voice filled with a mix of excitement and caution. "We've been chasing this dream for so long. If this really is a second money pit, it could change everything we know about Oak Island." As the excavation continued, the team uncovered a network of tunnels and chambers, painstakingly constructed and eerily well preserved. The workmanship was impressive, suggesting that whoever had built this pit had possessed significant engineering skills and resources. The deeper they dug, the more intricate the structure became, with traps and obstacles designed to thwart any would-be treasure hunters. Gary Drayton, the team's metal detection expert, swept his device over the newly uncovered ground, hoping to find clues that would confirm their suspicions. The detector beeped insistently, indicating the presence of metal. With trembling hands, Gary carefully dug into the earth, revealing a rusted but unmistakable iron chest. "Guys, you've got to see this," Gary called out, his voice barely above a whisper. The team gathered around as Gary pried open the chest, revealing a collection of ancient coins, jewelry, and other artifacts. The sight took their breath away. These treasures, covered in centuries of grime, hinted at a story that had yet to be fully told. As the team cataloged their finds, they couldn't help but speculate about the connection between the Roman artifact and the possible second money pit. Could the Romans have played a role in the island's mysterious history? Were these artifacts part of a larger treasure trove hidden away by ancient hands? The discovery of the Roman statue and the potential second money pit had opened up a world of possibilities, each more tantalizing than the last.